Okay, we're going to start.
Narito na ang pinakabagong himpilang ng radyo online na chat na aangkop sa panlasa nating mga Pilipino at henerasyon ng mga British Filipino sa UK.
Ganon? Grabe!
Ito ang Radyo Pilipino UK. Mas upbeat, informative, trendy at cool na chat na magugustuhan ng bawat isa. Saan ka pa? Dito ka na sa Radyo Pilipino UK.
Hello, good afternoon, folks. We're live on Radio Filipino UK at the same time. We're going to play this episode on our Facebook and other social media platforms as part of Radio Filipinos reaching out to Filipinos in every corners of the world, especially this Christmas. And we're lucky today because we have a couple from Darlington. His name is Mr. Arthur Crandon and married to a lovely Filipina wife, Lini Zenisa from Iligan City, if I'm not mistaken. How are you, Arthur? And how are you, Lini?
I'm very well. Thank you very much.
Okay lang po.
Yeah,
Mga kababayan ko dyan.
yeah. Would you say Merry Christmas to the Filipinos out there from your place?
Merry Christmas to everybody from Darlington, UK.
Yes.
Yeah.
Merry
Arthur
Christmas.
is a lawyer by profession. At the same time, he is a writer, a businessman, running a pub. And I would like to see your pub soon, Arthur. And as I said earlier on, he is married to a Filipina, Lynn Zanisa. And he used to live in the Philippines for how many years, Arthur?
I lived there for 10 years. Yeah.
Yeah, since when?
Well, I don't know. It was a while ago because then I went to Hong Kong. I was in Hong Kong for 12 years. So it was maybe 13 years ago that I lived in the Philippines.
Oh, yeah. So how do you like the Philippines then?
Oh, I love it. It's a wonderful country. Beautiful, beautiful islands and wonderful people. It's a great shame that more people don't visit because it's a lovely country.
Oh, thank you. But definitely you don't like the weather, the typhoon.
Oh, I prefer the weather, even the typhoon. I prefer the Philippine weather to the British weather.
Okay. Are you updated with the issues? Because, some part of Mindanao, like Dinagat and Siargao, it was devastated by this typhoon Onet recently.
Oh, of course, we're well aware of that. We've been sending money over, helping as much as we can.
Oh, very good, very good. Okay, let's go to some serious notes. Apart from the Philippines, have you been to other parts of Southeast Asia?
Well, I lived in Hong Kong for 12 years, and I visited Thailand, Indonesia. Yeah, many parts of Asia, many parts.
Yeah, all, how you call these tropical countries.
Yes. I like the tropical climate. As long as I've got air conditioning, I don't mind.
We have, unlike in the UK, we have a centralized aircon, and in the Philippines, we have a centralized heater.
That's right.
Quite right.
Yeah. Another thing is, in everything you did there in the Philippines, how do you think that your knowledge of the country and at the same time United Kingdom can assist the two countries for the best interests of the poor in the Philippines?
Well, the situation in the Philippines is very, very sad because the poor are very, very poor and mostly live hand to mouth, day to day, and really struggle. I'm not sure how it's possible to help. Balik Bayans returning with knowledge of Western ways help a lot. And I think we can help also in that way. But there are issues in the Philippines which need addressing to be able to rise the poor up from their status and help them to become better, educated, more well-off, happier people.
Yeah, but I think the problem is we don't have any, we don't have much employment in the Philippines, especially now that we have this pandemic.
That's very true. Unfortunately, the pandemic is a worldwide thing and it's not helping in Asia or indeed in Europe or America. It is the same all over, but the effect in the Philippines is, of course, greater because you're starting at a lower base. I certainly appreciate that. And they need all the help we can get. We ought to be a world family. We should be helping the Philippines and other poorer countries to get through this.
Right. Any plans to return there soon and stay there for good?
Well, I'm not sure about staying there for good. We'll see later on in life. As to going there soon, we've just taken on the running of a licensed premises, a pub, so we need some time to get that under our belt. I certainly would love to go back there, maybe next year or the year after, certainly.
Yeah. By the way, this is just maybe a personal question or something. Have you got any plans to stop running the pub and handing over the reins to someone else that you trust?
Well, we've only been here 3 months, so it's very new.
Oh, really?
I currently have no. Yeah, we've only been here 3 months, so I have no plans currently to stop it. I think we're here for a fair few years. I want to raise it up. I want to make a really good business of this. So it's a long-term proposition right now.
Yeah.
Oh, good luck,
That's
and I would
right.
love to visit your
I
pub
hope you'll
soon.
come up and see us.
Yeah, I will do. I will do. And on another issue, may I pick your brain on this issue? Many Filipinos, of course, like me, to come here in UK for work and education. Unfortunately, some people are defrauding them with false promises, visas, work, etc., in order to help the victims and give a full stop on these illegal activities. Are you considering setting up a legitimate advice agency to help check out genuine and not so genuine applicants and agencies?
Well, I'm not considering doing that myself. I was involved in that years ago, and I
Okay.
helped a lot of Filipinos come here. But these days, it's very, very different. I'm not interested in that type of business now. Everything changes. You really need to be immersed in it all the time. You need to be up to date with all the government changes. And I do know that there are people out there trying to swindle the hardworking Filipinos out of their money. It's very, very sad. Whenever I ever speak to anyone, I tell them getting to the UK is very, very difficult unless you're a brain surgeon or a rocket scientist, or unless you marry a British person. That's the way to get here. We have helped many, many people come here through marrying British people.
Yeah, that's right. There's a lot of Filipinos getting victimized by this because online, everything, everywhere, online, social media, and everywhere, there are some predators looking for a prey victim.
Yes, there certainly are. There certainly are. But there is no legitimate way to come here to work. That's virtually certain. If they see something that offers them a job, it is a scam, 100% guaranteed.
Yeah, it's good. It's good that you highlighted on that because there's a lot of people that they believe in this scam or anything link that is being sent to them. They'll click on that and they will believe all the information that in there.
I know, it's very sad.
Yeah, on another issue, Arthur, you're a writer and you wrote about the evils in the Philippines, especially corruption in the government. Do you think that things will improve at all, and how?
Well, to be honest with you, I see little change, and I see little chance of change at this current time. The pandemic doesn't help. The problem is, I have to say that much of the money, the aid that comes into the country goes into the wrong pockets. And I can't see that changing in the near future. My 10 years in the Philippines enabled me to see life in the raw in the Philippines. And that's what I wanted to write about, to tell the world what life was really like in the Philippines. When a Western person reads my book, they look at it and they say, oh, I can't believe that. But when a Filipino reads my book, they say, yeah, that's absolutely right.
When did you publish this book?
My first book, because I've written several books, my first book is about 12 years old now, and I've re-edited it several times. It's on Amazon, Deadly Election. It sells well on Amazon.
Oh, okay. I'll try to purchase one on that one. In connection with that, what's your advice or your advice for Brits or British people to looking to do business in the Philippines?
Well, to do business in the Philippines is very, very difficult. The legal system, frankly, is against them. The legal system is very, very pro the local Filipina. So any British person getting involved in business in the Philippines is very, very vulnerable. British people, and indeed Americans and other foreigners, tend to be very naive because they live in an environment where they're very protected. If somebody tries to steal from them, police come along and take care of it. They do not realize that when they move or go to a country like the Philippines, the same protections are not always there, that they can be scammed, they can be robbed, and to seek help from the government may be much more difficult than it is here in the UK. So anybody emigrating to the Philippines, my advice really is keep your head down, lead a simple life, don't show off your money, and you should be okay in the long term.
In your point of view as a British national, do you think the Philippines is a good place to retire and invest your money?
The two separate questions. I certainly think the Philippines is a great place to retire, provided you have family connections. If you've married a Filipina, it's a great place to retire. Now, the other question about investing your money, that's a little more difficult. We all know of people who've gone over there, set up big farms and lost all their money. That is much more difficult. I would not encourage foreigners to set up businesses in the Philippines unless they're massive multi-corporations which are setting up call centers. They have the money and they have the political clout to do that. But the smaller people who set up a sari-sari store or a pig farm, it's unlikely that they will ever make money and very likely that they will lose it.
Okay. What and where did you enjoy most about the Philippines, and what place you can recommend to people who have never been there?
One of my loves is nature and wildlife. I love all animals. I love scenes. I mean, the beaches in the Philippines are the best in the world. In my opinion, there's no doubt about it. The beaches are the best in the world. I love traveling around, seeing the different provinces, seeing the different beaches, all the different wildlife, the monkeys that you can still see some in the forest, the beautiful birds. That would be my favorite thing and best thing about the Philippines. And of course, the people. They are so welcoming, so friendly wherever you go. It's very nice. You get on a train in Manila, everybody's smiling at you, chatting. It's lovely. So those are the two things that I think are the best thing about the Philippines.
Yeah, but definitely when you are in Metro Manila, you definitely don't like the traffic then.
Oh dear me. I used to live in Metro Manila. It took me 8 hours to get from one side of the city to the other. And I know that has not improved. So there's the traffic. No, I don't like the traffic.
Yeah. Talking about Philippines and the places you've been, has it ever came to your mind about putting up a tourism business with your wife, who is also a blogger?
Well, it's been thought of, but again, living in the Philippines, doing business in the Philippines, setting up corporations in the Philippines. I do appreciate with a Philippine wife, you can do it. It's fraught with danger, fraught with problems, dealing with contractors, builders. It's not like Europe. It really isn't. You know, there's when they see, unfortunately, when they see your white face, they see a blank checkbook. And it's very, very sad. Not everybody. Many people are wonderful, but if you try to do business, you will find the first type of person very frequently.
Thank you for the compliments, Arthur. On another issue, what do you think of the idea that ordinary Filipinos living around the world can come together and help people in the Philippines to maximize benefits of their experiences of living in settled democracies to help advance the Philippines?
I think it's a very nice idea. It's a very social idea. It certainly can't do anything but good, but I certainly don't think it's going to tackle the root of the problem. We all know that the money that is in the Philippines, the money that the Philippines makes, and the Philippines does export and make good money, but it does not end up helping the poorer parts of the community. And that really is an issue which perhaps can be tackled over time, but I'm not even sure how. That is far more important than group citizens getting together and helping each other, although that's a wonderful thing, and I would certainly encourage it.
Thanks, Arthur. Can I ask some questions to Lini? Lini, how long have you been here in the United Kingdom?
It's almost 3 years.
Oh, almost 3 years. So you're from
Yeah.
Iligan.
Yes.
Is it a part of Lanao del Sur or Lanao del
Yes,
Norte?
Lanao del Norte.
Lanao del Norte, and that is the capital city, Iligan City. When was the last time you've been back there in Iligan?
Oh my God, it's like, when is that, 2017?
About 4
Yeah,
years, year
when
before
my-
the pandemic.
Yeah.
4 years. So
Cameron
you
have a
really
baptism
miss
there.
your relatives and
Visit.
family there. How do you find life in England?
Very nice, cold. My mom
You
would
like
like
the cold,
the
yeah.
weather.
Yeah.
My mom is just, just
Yeah.
been here like a year, staying here with us a year, and then she don't like to come back because of the weather. Really,
But-
yeah.
By the way, how are you coping up with this pandemic? You're running a pub, and there's some restrictions on that one. How do you cope up?
Really, yeah, really. Ooh.
Well, if you want, I'll answer that. Currently, we don't have the restrictions. Currently, we're operating as normal. But the problem, of course, is that people are not coming out. So our business is much lower. People are staying at home. But we don't know what's going to happen after Christmas, whether there are going to be some restrictions that come in that will restrict us even further. Currently, we're just about coping.
We're just fine, yeah, with the people.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to get a little bit, go back a little bit with my frequent, my recent question. Have you got any plans of setting up agency, like, because there are some qualified nurses and other workers, Filipino workers, who wants to come in UK. Are you keen on helping them or assisting them by putting up an agency or something now?
Well, no, the answer is I would not set up an agency again. It's something I've done in the past, perhaps, and helped other people to do, but it's not something that I would like to get personally involved in. I've recommended other people in the past, but no, it's not something. I've got enough things on my mind right now. I'm trying to slow down a bit. I'm 67 years old.
Yeah.
I'm trying to slow down a bit.
Yeah, I understand that, Arthur. How do you feel running a pub, writing books, and not bothering with law anymore?
Well, I'm not even writing books right now. The pub is taking all of my time, but I will go back to writing books next year. I miss the law. I was involved heavily in the law in Hong Kong when I was there. I miss it, bits and pieces of it, but I've moved on to other things, and I really enjoy what I'm doing now.
Yeah, I heard that you are originally from Somerset area.
That's
Now
correct.
settled in Darlington. Do you prefer
Yeah.
Darlington to Somerset, and are your family still in Somerset?
I have some family still in Somerset, but we have many friends up here now in Darlington. The people in the northeast are very friendly, and we do like it up here.
Yeah. And lastly, Arthur and Lini, what are you going to do for Christmas? How do you celebrate Christmas? Is it a unique celebration, as it is a mix, British and Filipino celebration?
Well, to be honest with you, our pub is open tomorrow. We'll be serving about 60 Christmas lunches tomorrow. So we'll be working through the day. And we have about 8 Filipinos helping us. So it'll be a mixed
we have some
community and a mixed celebration.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So you have the floor. Would you like to say something for our Filipino listeners worldwide?
Well, it's very nice to be invited on your program. It's a great pleasure and a great privilege. I really don't have much to say, except that we would both like to wish all the Filipinos worldwide and your radio program and yourself a wonderful Christmas and a much better and more prosperous 2022.
I'm wishing you the same, Arthur and Lini. By the way, what's the name of the pub that you're running?
It's called the Eden Arms.
Where is it located exactly?
It's in West Auckland.
Okay.
It's near
Lily.
Bishop Auckland.
And Arthur, thank you very much.
It's a
Thank you
great
very much
pleasure.
for the
Nice to
privilege,
talk to you.
Yeah, Merry
Bye-bye.
Christmas. Happy Christmas to both of
Merry
you.
And same to
Christmas.
you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.